united. It's a movement, no doubt. With his mic in hand, he's breaking all the clout. City eat the official scheming, yeah, they playing it slick. But Gerod's on the line and he's ready to kick. For the schools and the streets, he's fighting the fight. With a heart full of passion, he's igniting the night. Gerod on the radio, calling out the lies, bringing light to the dark, keeping hope in our eyes. He's the voice of the people, making changes unfold. In the city of NOLA, we're reclaiming our soul. From the jazz in the streets to the gumbo pot, he's the pulse of the city, giving all he's got. Together we rise, united we stand. With Gerod on the radio, we're taking back our land. So tune in, y'all, let the truth resonate. With Gerod on the mic, we're rewriting our fate. In New Orleans, the power is ours to embrace. Keep it real, keep it loud, let's uplift this place. In the streets to the gumbo pot, he's the pulse of the city, giving all he's got. Together we rise, united we stand. With Gerod on the radio, we're taking back our land. So tune in, y'all, let the truth resonate. With Gerod on the mic, we're rewriting our fate. In New Orleans, the power is ours to embrace. Keep it real, keep it loud, let's uplift this place. Gerod on the radio, calling out the lies, bringing light to the dark, keeping hope in our eyes. He's the voice of the people, making changes unfold. In the city of NOLA, we're reclaiming our soul. Yeah, tuning out, let the truth resonate. With Gerod on the mic, we're rewriting our fate. In New Orleans, the power is ours to embrace. Keep it real, keep it loud, let's uplift this place. Gerod on the radio, calling out the lies, bringing light to the dark, keeping hope in our eyes. He's the voice of the people, making changes unfold. In the city of NOLA, we're reclaiming our soul. Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
No.
With Gerod on the mic,
What?
No.
we're rewriting our fate.
Yeah.
No. We sound like a James Brown record.
You're going to be all right. You're going to be all right.
We sound like a ghetto version of It Takes Two.
No.
Yeah.
No. You sound like a ghetto version.
Oh, by the way, my wife says she is listening.
And?
Mm-hmm. She said Gerod better behave himself.
Hey, my honey bunch, how you doing?
Mm-hmm. Don't try to buttercup now, Negro.
That's my buttercup. Donna, my buttercup. Nah. She know.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
Uh-huh.
She run both of us. Yes, indeed. So you still thinking today Monday?
Bruh. I was swearing today was Monday. I'm for real.
Today Tuesday. Today is Tuesday, the 20th?
Yep.
Can you believe that we are in the 20th day of this month already? This month is flying by. What's happening, good people? Hoping everybody had a joyous holiday weekend. Did you do anything that's constructive for service on yesterday? You do anything?
No, I stayed home and I worked on building out my studio.
I saw your photos.
Yeah.
Yeah, not bad.
I spent 9 hours doing that.
Not bad.
Thank you, sir.
Running all them wires.
Yeah, running wires and installing. The hardest part was installing the audio system because that amp was not light, and I had to hold it up to get it into that rack and screw it, man.
That's when you pick up the phone and call your boy to see if your boy is really your boy. Hey, bro, I need you to come over here for a minute.
I've been trying to get him to.
They ain't your boy.
Donna said, do it by yourself. You can do it. I got confidence. So she said, I'm going to come help you. Her help was sitting there in the cheering section.
Yeah, that's right.
She said, I knew I could motivate you.
So I never thought about this way when it come to you and Donna, but I can honestly say that if Donna told you that, she tired of you. She trying to kill you. She trying to kill you.
Well, she was working in her craft room. I was working in my studio.
And she came down and sat down while you were doing all that. Yeah, she trying to
Touched
kill
on
you.
the phone, talked.
She trying to kill you. It's all right. Donna, we done picked it up. We done picked it up. So be careful, my brother. I got faith in you. Donna trying to kill you. Well, got to take off where we left off on Friday. I got to start
Oh, the
with
DJ stuff?
yeah.
Oh, yeah, I heard the
'Cause
comments over the weekend.
Things have changed since Friday.
Mm.
Things have really changed since Friday.
I hate to say put it this way, but they're talking about $200 an hour. That ain't worth that. That job is way more entailed than that.
Yeah.
$200 an hour is what I charge for a wedding reception.
Well, you charge, you charge flat rate. This is my flat rate. You never know how many hours you're going to be out whatchamacallit. So you can't rob the people. But I do look at this and say that's what they agreed to, and they won't even hold up to that. So that's why we saw all the DJs in the city, because some DJs that I haven't heard from in years.
Coming out the woodworks to say
Well,
something.
Boy, I was looking at some of them just saying, I don't call the names because they'll be like, bro, why you call me out, man?
Yeah.
But I just saw some of them on social media having a fit. But Jabari laid it out for a whole bunch of people, which made me think that they had to go back and eat crow. Because Jabari sat here on, as we were talking to him on Friday, said, hey, there was an ordinance that was signed by the current mayor and the rest of the city council that they would pay musicians and DJs at least $200 an hour.
Mm-hmm.
And that was an ordinance that was signed by all of them. So everybody need to understand that, you ain't got nothing but your word.
I figured it out on a calculator. $200 times 13 hours. $2,620. Shoot. Man, for that stuff you have to do, hauling that stuff up and down the stairs at Gallia Hall.
Well, that's why you have a crew.
But still, you got to pay them.
Well, you ain't got to pay them $200 an hour.
No, you're not going to pay them. You're going to pay them a flat rate.
Right.
But also, you have to worry about inclement weather. You got to worry about drunk people. You got to worry about all kinds of stuff. You have to have
whether
insurance.
You're making $200 or $500 an hour.
So, $5,000 for one night, that's what it should be.
I never heard that before.
It should be. That's what it should be. Quote unquote should.
I disagree. And I'm a DJ. So I don't think nobody's charging no $5,000 a night to do that.
Get them sound. Get a sound company.
Sound company is different.
Yeah, but they're still not going to provide the DJ.
No, that's why they are a sound company, not a DJ. That's the difference.
No. DJ is the same thing. DJ is a sound company and an entertainer all rolled into one.
That's all rolled into one.
Yes, so
Sound
you should get
company
paid that money.
Provides sound.
You should get paid that money.
Okay, you can say that because you're a DJ and you're saying what you think you're worth. I ain't mad at you for that. But I'm just telling you, you ain't going to get that. Tell me somebody that does.
And they're not going to get me.
But tell me somebody that does.
I think Charles is deserving of it.
I'm not asking you who's deserving of it. I'm telling you I'm trying to find out.
The city's not going to pay that kind of money because they're going to renege on you anyway.
Exactly. So why are you poking the bear?
They're going to renege on you anyway.
Oh, you poking the bear.
You got me. That was a good one.
No, it was not. They had to see your reaction to that, and you poked it. Have mercy. But I'm more for, if this is what you agreed to, stay with your word instead of changing it and saying, we're gonna do it for free. So that's what I'm talking about.
My boy Howard said it all. Happy National DJ Day.
Mm-hmm. Yep. But I'm also looking at this and saying to myself, how many times we're gonna have to apologize for making decisions that were already made? And the worst part about this is it ain't like you're not part of the council or was part of the council. The both of y'all were part of the council. Y'all don't know the ordinances that y'all agreed upon? Because both of them had to sign off on it. So you had to go back and apologize. Now, okay. But I do think that Jabari kind of laid it out there and said, wait a minute, hold on. And Jabari's not even a part of the council anymore or the mayor. So he's sitting there saying, hey, look, y'all don't remember y'all signed off on this, da-da-da-da. And that started off, I think, a large influx of DJs coming to social media complaining.
Yeah, because I posed the question on my page, and man, it got lit up.
So I thought that was, I do think that $200 an hour for one night is fair, especially if you out there and you coming back the next day and the next day. So it's usually a division of 2 or 3 different DJs. I know Raj is out there one day, Captain Charles is out there one day, and then they go back and forth. So how many days are you out there for 2 weeks? What, up to 14 different days? How many hours are you out there? And I think Captain Charles broke it down Friday.
12 to 13 hours easily.
It's worth it.
Because I DJ'd on the floor before, man. I was there from sun up to sundown.
But that's not the city. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, but I'm just saying how long it takes.
That's a crew that's paying you to get on the float. Now, with them crew fees, they should be able to afford a DJ on the float because what? The crew fees just to ride a float, depending on what parade it is, can be up to $1,200, $1,300 a person. If you can't afford a float, then you can't afford a DJ on the float, then somebody need to be able to say what they're doing with their money.
Yeah, because somebody
Especially
called
if you got 40, 50 people.
Somebody recently called me about DJing on the float, and I told him my price. They said, "Is that firm?" I said, "Yeah." He said, "Well, we were just looking to spend about $300." I said, "You're looking at the wrong person.
Mm-hmm.
You're not gonna get anybody to do that for $300." I said, "Well, you might get a little DJ that plays bounce music all night long. You might get that, but you're not gonna get anybody that." And I said on my Facebook, "You're not gonna get anybody that's worthwhile for that amount."
I do think that a lot of folks have a different opinion about what a DJ is worth. Now, let me make sure I break this down right. Somebody that just plays music and they got a little speaker, a microphone, and a computer playing is not necessarily a professional DJ.
Nope.
A professional DJ knows how to make not only the party move, but knows how to be diverse, knows what his crowd's going to be looking for, and can also make sure that he or she, because you got DJ Soul Sister, hey Soul Sister, I know
Hey, cuz,
that understand the music and understand their equipment. Because a lot of these folks that's out here playing music don't understand the equipment, don't understand the voltage, don't expect and don't respect the wattage. They just turn it all the way up and I don't even care if it's distorted or not. You're going to blow your cones. You're going to blow your amps. You're going to tear that equipment up because you don't understand it.
And that equipment is not cheap.
No. Regular amp can cost you what?
Well, it's no longer amps.
It's self-powered?
Yeah, self-powered speakers now.
So those self-powered
And
speakers,
once that speaker goes down, you got to take the whole thing, not just the amps as repair shop. You got to take the speaker and the amp to repair shop.
So that's the whole thing. Yep. So you got to understand that these guys invest that money and making their systems even better.
Because just one of my speakers, just the top, costs $1,000.
Yeah, yeah. I know your speaker. Your speaker.
I got JBL sound system.
Hey, don't tell me I helped you
I-
lift
I
them
know.
things before.
That's over at
You saw my
Gerod.
face? You saw my face?
Yeah.
Well, where were we at?
We were at
Gerod?
Gerod.
Yeah.
And that was just for
That was just for a speaking engagement.
a town square meeting.
That was for Cindy Wynn.
Yep. Melissa says hi. Soul
Hey,
sister.
Sister, soul, sister, soul, sister. This is the soul, sister. You ought to get her to come over here and DJ one day. Let everybody know girls can do it too.
Give me a
I'm
call.
trying to figure out where she was one day. I think she was at what's that record shop off of I think she was at a record shop off of shoot, over there where Miss Vera is. What's the name of that street? Community bookstore over there. But there's a record shop over there too, where you can go in and get vinyl. I think she was playing over there one day. I walked in.
Euclid?
Huh?
Was it Euclid?
Euclid?
Yeah, Euclid is in the Bywater.
No.
Peaches?
No. Don't ask me what it is. I don't know what the name of it is. I was over there with the sheriff, and the sheriff wanted to walk in because they sell vinyl, and she's a big vinyl lover.
Yeah.
And she was in there playing. And I was like, "What's up?" I was walked up in there. And I was like, "You want me to get behind him?" She said, "Come on.
Wait, I think she just texted me. Let's see. She's probably giving the answer to it. Let's see. She said it was Domino Sound Record Shack on Bayou Road.
Bayou Road. Yep.
Yeah.
She
Oh,
was-
right. Okay, if you would have said Bayou Road, I would have.
Yeah, on Bayou Road.
It's right there at the beginning.
And she was in there playing. I was like, "What's up?" You know, we were just walking through. And I was like, you know me, I'm going to put my chest out for a minute. You want me to come back there and play? You want me to come back there? She took them headphones off quick. It was like, come on. I was like, I'm just joking. No. But, yeah, I think that anytime that somebody has a profession that the majority of the people do not understand, we make it lower than what it really is as far as trying. We don't try to understand it. We just think it's putting on a record and hit
See,
play.
People ask me, they say, well, why are your prices what they are? I said, because I've been doing this since 1983. I'm a radio DJ. I've been doing it. I know everything about it. There's nothing you can really tell me about DJing that I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Plus, when the party is 4 hours, I'm working a minimum of 6 to 7 hours. They were like, well, how you figure that? I said, I have to go get my person that is my road hand. We have to load equipment up. We have to drive there. We have to spend gas to get to where you are. Then we have to unload, get inside, set up. Yay, party, pump the party. Party's over. While you're going home, we're there breaking stuff down, loading it out the place, back into the truck, go back to where we are, carry a gun because we don't know someone is going to try to sneak up on us.
Right.
Put the stuff back in storage, and then finally get home. And your party, 4 hours. My work day, 6 to 7 hours. Easy.
And then for Mardi Gras, a lot of folks don't understand this either. Let's say there's a breakdown of one of the tractors, or something happens on a route.
Well, I know about that all too well.
You have to stay there with your equipment playing,
Bro,
until that parade ends.
how about
So they may tell you that it's going to end at 10 and 11 o'clock, but we have seen those parades ending at 1, 2 o'clock in the morning. You cannot leave that equipment at Gallia Hall.
and how
You gotta
about
take it down and put it back up? You could be out there till 3 o'clock in the morning and then have to come back the next day and do it
Well,
again.
after Katrina, when I was living in Houma, I did Mardi Gras out there. DJ one of the floats. That Mardi Gras was 90 degrees. No shade on the float.
Mhm.
Equipment baking. Why the float didn't get not one, not two, but 3 flats? Held the parade up for 2.5 hours and we on that damn float.
You know what? I got an idea. Guess what we're going to do on Jackson Avenue this year?
What?
We're going to be at Bagnaris Law Firm. And, you know, they got that balcony.
Right?
Because coming down Jackson Avenue, that's where Zulu start.
Yeah.
We're going to be at Suzette's office.
Yeah, she was talking about that.
We gonna have it this year. We're gonna do it this year. I don't want to call it nothing. I got in trouble one time because I called it the Ghetto Gallia Hall. Yeah, I did. I got in trouble. People got offended. You know,
The People's Gallia Hall.
yeah, that's probably what we're gonna end up doing right there at on Jackson Avenue, right in front of Bagnaris. So
Well,
can
we
do it.
talking about this. We got caught up. We are way past break time.
Oh, you got to do the break. Okay, all right. I'm still gonna talk about Dookie Chase. I want to talk about that. We got to talk about the lights that's supposedly going on in Holly Grove. And then I got to tell y'all about the CAO salaries, since we're talking about this. And y'all do understand the CAO salary that we got here. I'm going to compare it to other cities across the country. You'll be shocked. More coming up.
On Auto Trends with JeffCars.com, here's a snippet of some of what we cover. GPS Pioneer Gladys West.
We worked long hours computing trajectory orbits and satellite orbits, trying to get the data and everything correct enough.
Auto Analyst Mark Bland.
14 new vehicle deals that happen in this country out of every 100 that women don't have a fingerprint on.
To tune in, check out Auto Trends with JeffCars.com, Saturdays at 4 p.m. on WBOK, what New Orleans is talking about.
Meet Leanna, a part-time chef and full-time mom. In the past, Leanna didn't have health insurance because she didn't think she could afford it. What she didn't realize is she qualified for Medicaid. She loves the coverage and peace of mind that comes with high-quality care. The kind of care you get with Healthy Blue. This is Medicaid, and it's for more people than you think. Maybe even you. To see if you qualify, go to myhealthybluela.com.
Interest rates and inflation are out of control. Is your credit card debt also out of control? It's time to resolve your debt and take back control for a lot less than what you owe. If you have $10,000 or more in credit card debt, then you need to call us right now. Debt Fix Pros can significantly reduce the amount you owe, and you could be debt-free faster than you think.
I knew we had to do something. Our debt was growing.
It was getting out of control, and we just didn't know what to do.
We saw an ad for Debt Fix Pros. We called, and they showed us how fast they could get us out of debt.
It really was amazing, and now we're back in control.
Call now, and we'll show you how easy it is to fix your debt. The call and consultation are free. Call Debt Fix Pros right now at 800-311-5977. That's 800-311-5977. 800-311-5977.
Making a difference in the community. WBOK 1230 AM. Here we go. The reality check on WBOK 1230 AM.
That's why I was like, oh, okay, we back. Okay, thank you.
We're back.
Yes, indeed.
Yeah.
All right, good people, welcome back. Gerard Stevens, which is Tuesday, Wicker. It is Tuesday.
Say, bro. I know it's Tuesday.
Okay, I'm just
I'll
making sure
gladly
you
pay
understand.
you Tuesday
I don't want you to be
for
like
a
me.
taco today.
Huh?
I'll gladly pay you Tuesday for a taco.
I had my tacos for lunch.
Oh, you went to Ideal?
No, I went to Taco Bell.
Oh, man, they ain't tacos.
They ain't tacos. I like that Dorito tacos.
That's more like an enema.
Oh my god. One thing that I did notice over the weekend is, and looking at all the folks that were, I don't know if this was an ongoing issue to the point where folks or the DJs were just mad because, but I do say that the DJs had legitimate gripe. And I see Stan Schofield online. Hey, Mr. Stan, what you say? That's my buddy. So I went over and somebody had listed it, and I think they had legitimate gripe because one of the things that we looked at is the fact that the so-called legitimacy of this new position that is being held. Y'all remember something, and this is for folks that have never done the comparisons and folks that really don't understand. I think that you're in a position where you're overpaid. Now, you might have a fiscal mess that you have to straighten out. And I understand that you walked into this position and yada, 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 yada. But I also have to look at it and say that you were part of creating this mess. So when you hear these numbers, you're going to go, what the hell? So I'm going to break them down as far as the amount of money that they make in the different cities and the population of those cities. So let's take a city that has a population of 1,302,000 folks. That is Dallas, in the city of Dallas. The population is 1,302,000. Now, that does not include the outskirts of Dallas. That's just Dallas. So you're responsible as the chief administrative officer for that city with a population of 1.3 million. The person who is the CAO of that city makes $280,510. Okay? In Phoenix, they have a population for the city of Phoenix of 1.6 million. That's 1,650,000. That CAO's salary is $284,760. For the city of Houston, they have 2.3 million folks. That's 2,314,000 folks in the city of New Orleans. The CAO's salary is $288,340. Chicago, 2,664,000 people within the city limits of Chicago, and the CAO's salary is $288,893. Philadelphia, 1,550,000 people, and the CAO's salary is $305,920. San Diego, which has a population in the city of San Diego of 1,388,000 people, and that San Diego CAO salary is $310,340. Los Angeles, which has a population within the city of LA of 3,820,000 folks, and the CAO salary in Los Angeles is $321,900. And then we come to New Orleans, which has a population in the city of New Orleans, not 2 million, not 1 million, hell, not 500,000, but a population of 384,000 people. And the salary of the CAO is larger than the salary of the CAO in Los Angeles. The salary in Los Angeles is $321,900. $321,900. The CAO salary in the city of New Orleans is $325,000. And we having a conversation of paying the damn DJs too much?
Bro.
Hello?
Hmm.
This is a mid to small population. A small population. This is a big city for some, but I would say, medium market population for real. But we're paying, and this is our second time having this conversation, because we are now paying the CAO $300,000 plus. We are paying our police chief $341,000 plus. We are paying the administrator for the New Orleans International Airport just about $300,000 plus. And it's almost to the point where I'm looking around and saying, how many more 300,000s can we afford? How many more? Does the rate of pay match the city? Does the rate of pay match the city? What?
I'm not saying anything.
Huh?
I got to answer the phone. Saved by the bell.
And look, if you do a good job, I'm not mad at you. I'm glad you're doing a good job. But I'm also looking around and saying to myself, there are too many people in this city and it just makes me go, oh, Lord. Too many people that aren't making enough money in the city. But does the city match the salary? And I would say no. And then the other question is, when we start thinking about the salaries, who sets that tone? Who sets the number? Who sets that number? Is that set by the mayor? Is that set by a board? Is there a commission? Do you know? Who makes the decisions? Who agrees to it? Who signs off on it? Is that just one person? Is that a reward? Because I know for a fact, and y'all remember this now, so that's what I want to probably say. Y'all got to remember, Joe Giarrusso wasn't running again for public office. Joe Giarrusso said that he was leaving so that he could go to a law firm so that he could make some money. So that I boost that salary to what you could potentially make at that law firm so you'll stay on. What you think? All right, I'll tell you what we'll do. We'll come right back. Have this conversation in just a minute because I'm going to be cutting too many people off because we got to take a break. We'll take a break here. I think it makes sense. Makes sense to ask these questions. I know somebody going to say, oh, you hate. No. We need to ask these questions. What you think? 504-582-9422. Cousin, coming right back. Hold on.
It's Off the Top with Norman Robinson on WBOK 1230 AM.
Pardon me if I'm not surprised that the state of Louisiana has put the kibosh on DEI. Governor Jeff Landry says he wants to return to the way it used to be. Hell, the way it used to be? Does that include slavery and Jim Crow laws? Landry insists his reasoning for removing the diversity, equity, and inclusion language from state civil service hiring policy is to shift the focus back to strict merit-based employment, as if there was such a thing ever. Landry and other hard right-wing Republicans are of the belief that DEI hinders true equal opportunity, favoring unqualified minorities and others over otherwise well-deserving whites. Civil rights proponents argue that DEI policies exist and are necessary because the playing field was never equal in the first place. Moreover, that removing such policies will only increase barriers for marginalized citizens attempting to gain fair access to public employment. Now, I'm old enough to remember what it was like prior to the passage of the Civil Rights Act, when African Americans were still being subjected to centuries-old systemic discrimination and exclusion that left blacks and women underrepresented in the education and job field. It's indisputable that the United States has a long history of discrimination. Affirmative action programs were created after the Civil Rights Movement to counteract such discrimination. Lest we forget, it was the Trump administration that began the nationwide attack on DEI. And now with the backlash underway to seemingly undermine the progress of African Americans and other marginalized groups, I have serious doubts about whether removing DEI programs will bode well for the marginalized. I'm equally troubled by the statement made by Trump recently alleging that whites were treated badly by the Civil Rights Act. Let that sink in. This is Norman Robinson off the top.
Hey, this is D. Riley from the 90s Hits R&B Jams. Make sure you listen to WBOK 1230 AM every Saturday night from 7 until 9 p.m. I'll be giving you the best R&B jams from the 90s. That's right, all your favorites and more. With me, D. Riley, your host of the 90s Hits, right here on WBOK 1230 AM, or listen online at WBOK1230.com. WBOK, the station you listen to longer.
Tired of the impersonal, one-size-fit-all style of banking? You deserve a bank that delivers exceptional service and personalized attention to your needs. That's the Home Bank Standard. Since 1908, Home Bank has been a trusted financial partner for businesses and families because we go the extra mile to help you reach your goals. See for yourself why Home Bank is good for business, good for life. Stop by any New Orleans area location or find out more at home24bank.com. Home Bank, member FDIC.
What if just $50 could open the door to your new home? Godan's is inviting you to enter their Key to Your Heart house raffle, where one ticket gives you a chance to win a 3-bedroom, 2-bath home in the city of New Orleans. The drawing will happen on Valentine's Day, February 14th. Tickets must be purchased by February 12th at 11:59 p.m. Enter now at Raise, RAYZE.it/Key to Your Heart.
Well, Saints of God, this is Pastor David Impartan Sr. coming to you over the airways of WBOK, your favorite host of Change Your Water, Change Your Mind. I want to invite you to our show every Saturday from 1 o'clock to 2 o'clock p.m. That's Change Your Water, Change Your Mind. I want you to invite your family and friends to a broadcast that's designed to change your life, the way you think, the way you act, and what you eat. We want you to tune in every Saturday at 1 o'clock, WBOK, 12:30 a.m. See you on Saturday.
Transform your bathroom with the beautiful quality of Bath Planet. As a trusted leader in bathroom renovation, Bath Planet has earned the Good Housekeeping seal, a symbol of quality and consumer confidence for over 100 years. Get half off installation or 18 months with no interest and no payments. Whether it's tub replacement, a shower replacement, or a tub-to-shower conversion, Bath Planet makes your custom bath fast, easy, and affordable. Here's how it works. 1. Call to schedule your free, no-obligation consultation. 2. Our design experts come to you with real samples to customize your dream bath. 3. Our certified installers complete the transformation in as little as 1 day. And right now, for a limited time, you can upgrade your bathroom for 50% off installation or choose 18 months with no interest and no payments. But you need to call now. This special offer is only available by calling 800-981-8177. That's 800-981-8177. Call 800-981-8177 right now before the offer ends.
If someone asks,
Yeah!
let them know you listen to WBOK. Here we go. The reality check on WBOK 1230 AM.
All right, folks, right back at you. That's what we do. We get right back at you. Cousin.
Hey, cuz, how you doing?
Good. What's going on with you?
Look, New Orleans, the city of New Orleans and Algiers is the only two cities within the parish of Orleans. And if you do the square miles of the city that you're making comparison with, you'll still come up short with a small area. And that always have been a big discussion why we pay so much for the CEOs and the chief administrative officers and police chief, fire chief. You know, we just be giving this public money away, and what we getting for it? You know, we take and promote within our ranks, we'll come out a lot better. And, people just come in, take the money, spend some years, and just leave. And, like I say, we just don't do things wisely. When you compare, and even other cities, their city council, they don't meet as much as New Orleans City Council meet, and they get way more done than what we do with our city council.
I just don't understand how we come up with the prices. I know we keep saying, and this is what we've said in the past, year after year after year after year after election after election after election, that we're looking and doing a national search for the best and the brightest. And I don't care if you got a 75-watt light bulb on top of your head. I need some results for my money. Being the best and the brightest, everybody can have an idea. Don't necessarily mean that we can do it with the resources that we have. Being the best and the brightest. And don't necessarily mean I can pick up the phone and get those same resources brought in here without spending a whole bunch of money. What I am telling you is the amount of money that we are spending as a medium market city, I just don't think is worth the attributes that we're getting in and saying that they're worth it. I don't see it.
Look, you're absolutely correct. And most of the time, if you just use consultants where you have a problem at, you'll come out better because they're not what we call permanent.
Mm-hmm.
They'll address your problem and then. But the other part is our civil service workers are the ones who really does the work.
They do the work. Yep. They're the ones that's doing the work. And
those head guys, I call them I don't want to be ugly. We'll just call them a figurehead, but they're really not experts as you think. Look at the Sewage and Water Board. How many we didn't have in that, and the Sewage and Water Board still is not an effective agency.
Right. Right.
And we could go down the line with other departments and everything. But that's all I think I want to just bring in about the area of service. A lot of them other cities you mentioned, the whole municipality is occupied by residents and business. New Orleans is not that. We got pocket residency. And if you take the New Orleans East, that's a prime example of what I'm talking about. And even as part of Algiers is not really developed where it should be. And look at the our workforce, what we produce, tourism, and that's seasonal.
Yeah, but I still have to look at it and say that New Orleans is not only a convenient place that can do business, but we treat it like it's a multi-million-dollar or multi-million citizen production. Like we've got millions of folks here. And I think that we got to be able to look at, we have hundreds of thousands of folks here, but we don't have millions of folks here anymore. And we're still treating this like we're a multi-million person city. And that's part of the issue when I say, does the money match the job?
Well, that's exactly right. And I'm not picking on when I say this.
That's just the truth.
But look at the enrollment in our public housing.
Look at
That's
enrollment
low
in our
income.
public schools. We're trying to shut down a school, one school, because they saying that's gonna break us. I said, Leah Chase's school, if we don't daggone shut it down, that the whole school system is gonna go under. No, it's not. No, it's not. Stop paying some of these folks for all this money and invest it into your school and your children. Fair's fair. That's all I'm saying.
Right. Well, when we took trade out of the high schools, that affected our population too. As far as with the schools and keeping kids in school, the dropout rate increased because everybody not going to college.
Right.
And we became more a college-orientated high school system.
Yep. So.
All right, G.
All right,
you.
cousin. Thank you much.
Bye.
All right, Kevin. Kevin?
Hello?
Yeah.
Yes. Can you hear me okay?
Uh-huh.
Look, this is a broken record, man. Everything we're talking about is a reflection of the citizens of this city. Okay? I can't begin to say I know all the details about why and what people should be making and why they're making less in larger cities. I don't know what the job duties here it is in relationship. Maybe they have more dissemination of work that they have. Maybe the CEO here may have to do more work than they do there because they have more people doing jobs that the CEO don't need to do that they have to do here. I really don't know. But the problem really is I don't know. The problem is we don't know. We don't do our homework. We have no leadership. And when I say leadership, I'm not talking about politicians. I'm talking about to whom much is given, much is asked. We got so many universities here, but none of those big brains are putting together anything to have the citizens be more educated about what's going on and how things work in our city. So consequently, it's like when the slaves, they didn't want them to learn how to read. They didn't want them to learn how to read because then they couldn't do anything to advocate for themselves because they didn't know what was going on. It's the same thing going on here. We're benignly neglecting taking care of practical work so the citizens can be more rational about our decisions with being engaged in government so we can make a demand. We're not even educated enough to make a rational demand. And that's a result of us not elevating ourselves and dealing with issues that are meat and potato issues in the city as opposed to just partying. Okay? So until we start acting like we are not, that we are actually in the state we're in and we're in it together, and we're going to start working together to start educating each other, and don't wait for the education system to do that. This is something we having a conversation on right now on the radio. There's no reason why a group of us who listening to this radio station can't get together and start figuring out, okay, well, how do we come up with a solution for these problems that we're talking about on the radio station?
Coolin'. All right, Kevin, thank you.
That's on us.
I appreciate it. Thank you, Kevin. All right, we got more coming up, y'all. Everybody hold tight. We got news, and we'll be right back.
From the campus of Xavier University, WBOK Go and Equity Media Station.
I'm Bree Wood with BIN News Now. Governor Greg Abbott is the biggest money man in Texas politics with more than $105 million in his campaign war chest. Republican strategist Bill Miller expects him to spread that cash around before the midterms.
He knows if he's opening his checkbook, it'll be gone pretty quickly.
He says the governor has his eyes on Houston, which he wants to turn dark red. Fiery speeches marked MLK Day in New York, where a dozen politicians at the National Action Network linked Dr. King's legacy to what they call abuses of power today. Mayor Zohran Mamdani condemned ICE, and Reverend Al Sharpton warned, "We don't know if we're next after Minneapolis." And a judge has ruled that Jay-Z can recover nearly $120,000 in attorney fees after the long-running paternity case against him was dismissed. The claim, alleging he fathered Raymir Satterwhite in the 90s, was one he always denied. Get BIN News now on demand 24/7 on the iHeartRadio app.
Here we go. The reality check on WBOK 1230 AM.
All right, folks. It's Tuesday. I almost said Monday. I almost said it. You got me in there.
It's catching.
Yeah. Tuesday, 5 o'clock. You off work. You ready to go home. Drive with care. Slow down. Because your house going to be there. Your apartment going to be there when you get there. So slow it down. You know, I was thinking about something what Kevin said. Yeah, I was. No, he was talking about something that, you know, we need to try to solve and do, and about the education of folks and what it is. You would think, though, that one of the most talked about, should be practiced, should be coming up with different inventions to do from a city like New Orleans, you would think that one of the number one things that we would be working on in this city, especially with inventors, because you know what I did? I already pulled my Black History stuff for next month. I already pulled it. And the majority of the things that we have, that we work on, that we use every single day was invented by a Black person. Now, you might hear somebody else say, "Oh, that's not true. That's not true." But, you know, I made sure that I took down history, and y'all going to hear it next month. I don't know if anybody else going to play it, but I'm going to play it during my show because I want everybody to know. Because a lot of the history of what we've contributed to this country is never told. And with all the stuff that is going on now, they're trying to hide a lot of our history. So, I just think that it's my idea. It would be my thought and wish that one of the things that we would be working on more so here than anywhere else in the country would be the movement of water. What? Yeah. You would think that a city that at least 2 or 3 times a year, we have several different things that I could put in categories. During the summertime, you would think that we'd be trying to figure out how we could use water, like the movement of the Mississippi River, to do some type of movement of water to generate power so our power bills wouldn't be so high. We got the Mississippi River. We got the lake over here. We got all these different waterways, industrial canal. We got all this movement of water happening around us, and we do nothing. You would think that our colleges would be teaching that. And somebody, like these brilliant young African-American men and women that we have going to these different places of higher education, would come up with something that would help us say, boom, put a patent on it and let's use it so that we could take down the cost of electricity. We got solar. I do know that we have STEM researchers out here. Hell, Dr. Mackey been doing it for years. He ain't been just doing it. He's a mechanical engineer. He's a doctor. And he's come up with different ideas that no one has really put into place. Dr. Mackey actually took, and I'll tell y'all this, y'all can call him, ask yourselves. Dr. Mackey invented this switch for generating power through solar. And you put it on your home. And what it does is during peak hours, it can actually cut on and cut the power off coming into your house from the electrical lines so that you'll burn the power that's coming from the solar energy, instead of racking up hundreds of dollars, giving it to energy, and then you get a sticker shock when you get your power bill. And the switch would cut the difference between using power from energy and using the solar power. It would do it automatically. They wouldn't use it. Dr. Mackey invented it. You learned something new today. Call him and ask him. He know. He just gonna laugh. Well, what happened? Why? We ask that question to ourselves. We ask that question amongst ourselves, but we don't demand our folks to say, yeah, cut my power. We spend millions putting together a coal-powered facility out New Orleans East that don't work for you. Well, what you talking about, Gerard? Why you keep thinking they keep hearing, or you keep hearing, well, we're going to do rolling power outages, those rollouts. So your power going to go out today at 3 o'clock. What? Who ever heard of such? Well, it's more stress on the grid, and we're trying to save the grid. Use the facility out there in the east, power it up, and then when it gets to peak, you can use it to daggone slow it down. But they don't even cut the thing on. What does it do? Can somebody tell me what does it do? When do they cut it on? When have you used it? And don't tell me one time before, gee, they cut it on. No. It malfunctioned. You didn't use it. It's brand new. And guess what? It's on your power bill. You paying for it. So when do they use it? Who uses it? Who cuts it on? My deal is this. If it's sitting out there looking pretty, I didn't say pretty, I said pretty. If it's out there looking pretty, why don't you cut it on, let it idle, let it sit there, especially during those hot days. And then when you feel like you're getting ready to have a rolling outage, have it ready on standby so nobody's power can go out during that time. Oh, that's a good idea. But nobody's demanding it. So it sits out there and look pretty. As you pay $13 million for that power plant, that don't work for you. Now, it might work. It ain't working for you, but you paying for it. Do you understand what I'm talking about when I'm saying we're throwing away money? We're throwing away money, not only just people's salaries. Y'all think about something in your trash. What's up with the trash, G? What's up with the trash? You all are paying 80% more than what you were paying for the black contractors. Metro and Richards Disposal. Y'all are paying 80% more. Here's the excuse. Well, his trucks are a little different. Okay. Did he save the city? Did he move all that trash out? And we've had a working relationship with these two African-American men that came in, and we found out when y'all were trying to get rid of them, that they were picking up trash that y'all won't even paying for. Y'all still owed them $3.5 million, and you still didn't pay it? They picked up the trash during Katrina. They were there for you during the pandemic. And then Mr. Richard sat down there at the desk and said, hey, if you all do that contract and redo the contracts for the city, I'll be able to show you where I can save y'all $19 million and do twice a week. And y'all still said, let's pay the 80% more and once a week. This is a longtime resident of New Orleans compared to somebody from Chalmette. That's another daggone, it's over there in St. Bernard. What are you talking about? Okay. Here we go again. Here we go again. Sometimes when we start thinking about the use of our resources, the use of our resources are spelled the same way as we use our resources. We just say it different and we mean it different. I would rather have our resources being used correctly, cost efficient. And then if you're going to have somebody to come in here and ask the question about, well, we're going to do it this way, yada, 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 yada. Okay, how much can we save? Has that ever been a question on that desk when they talking about something, we're going to do this, we're going to do that? One question ain't being asked. How much is the city going to save? How much is the city going to save? Why is it good for the city? That question's not asked either. And y'all think about something for a minute. How many times in a year, do you hear that there is something wrong with the sewage and water board? How many times in a year? Give me a guesstimation. And the answer has always been the same. And did you understand, too, that the answer for the flooding in the city wasn't that we're going to get new turbines or new pumps? That was never said. What was said was move your car to the neutral ground so that your car won't flood. That's the people uptown. They dealing with something they ain't never dealt with before. Flooding. They went to flooding. And we sitting back going, huh? What? Huh? Huh? We got to get our mind out of the gutter. I mean, that's just like what's going on nationwide. Y'all think about something for a minute. I am so scared that we're going to end up going to war because all these other nations are like, man, you keep messing with us, Trump, we're going to show you. All us going to get together and we're going to show you. But that's all fluff. When you mean it's all fluff? What we need Greenland for? We don't need them. We got bases over there, y'all. They work with us. They're allies. We don't need them. He trying to steal their resources. They're trying to steal the resources and making sure that he can create chaos so you won't ask no more for those daggone Epstein files. If y'all notice, ain't nobody asking for the Epstein files no more. We talking about Venezuela. We talking about Greenland. We're not talking about the Epstein files. And that's a law from December. I understand now why so many people are independent. I do. I do understand why so many people are independent. Hmm. Hmm. And then to wake up over the weekend, do y'all understand something too? That we had how many cars this weekend? Eight cars set on fire this weekend. Not that somebody was having a moment and they left the aisle on at work or something or at home and you left the house. No, somebody was actually setting cars that are parked on the street on fire. Wick, I gotta send you that one. They were setting cars. That's somebody they got. And then they had what? At least 10 people killed this month alone. Wick, I just sent you some. See if you can play that for me about the cars. Wait a minute. You know what? I don't know if that one was really playing. Yeah, I'm sorry. But I'm thinking to myself, they got car burglaries in Tremay. And then they got the folks are trying to set cars on fire in your neighborhood. Like, what is going on? Are we crazy? You ain't got nothing else to do? And then they had they had another double homicide in the Fairground neighborhood. They found a man dead early this morning in Tremay, right off of Governor Nichols. And then to hear the police, I mean, not the police, but the fire captain. You hadn't seen the fire captain on the news in a while. But he on the news. And they trying to figure out who this person is that's setting the cars on fire. Lord, please don't let me walk out on somebody trying to set my car on fire.
I'm gonna set you on fire. That's what I would do.
I'm gonna do my Aunt Bunny. Now that's a fire. Oh Lord, my shoe.
Roll him around. He'll be all right. He'll be all right.
Roll him around. Roll him around.
First, I let Maxie go out there and bite him in the butthole, and then set him on fire.
So they got some surveillance video of people walking around or somebody walking around in somebody's neighborhood. They say the person is an individual that is a person of interest, but is not currently wanted on charges. Say extra patrols are going to be happening in neighborhoods as a precaution. Anybody that know what and who this is, you should call them in the 5th District at 658-6050. Or you can call Crime Stoppers at 822-1111, 504-822-1111. Now, some people might not look at this as a real issue. I do. And the reason I look at this as a real issue is I don't think that we take into account that the average person is going to spend more money on two different things: a house and a car, and not necessarily in that order. we'll spend more money on a car. And sometimes spend more money on a car that you really can't afford. So I'm saying to myself, yeah, we don't take into account the investment that people put into their vehicles. And until that issue happens to you, I hope that everybody is paying attention. Did you see the ring? Did you see the ring doorbell thing that they posted on the news? When the guy went in the car and
He opened the door, closed.
you know what drives me on this? How dude just opened up the door? He just pulled the door
Walking
handle.
by pulling handles, and one just happened to open. He went, "Oh," because he was shocked it opened.
He just
I got
opened
that,
up the
bro.
door.
Go ahead.
You got it? Yeah. Go ahead.
8:09 is the time. Now joining us this morning, we have Darlene Costanza, president of Crime Stoppers Greater New Orleans. She is here with updates on rewards for the Bywater arson case. Also the case we've been telling you about that happened on Friday at the Dookie Chase restaurant, where there was a 19-year-old who was killed, 3 other women who were visiting the city who were also shot. 3 big cases that are happening in our area right now, and rewards for both right now. So good morning to you.
Yeah, good morning. Yeah, it's been a busy weekend.
It has. 2 very different cases, but both plaguing a lot of families. And so let's start first with the arson in the Bywater.
Yes, definitely. So folks, it's amazing. We're getting a lot of tips. I want to thank you. Thank you for sending in your tips. Obviously, if there's some video links that you want to send in, you have to do it as an attachment through our app. But also, the 5th District has their own video link program. It's 5th District videos at NOLA.gov. But it's very important because, as you see, we're showing that person of interest. We have some footage of possible cars involved. But this is alarming. It's very alarming that someone would take and destroy 8 cars, and then of course the home. So Crime Stoppers knew from this that we needed to try to end this quickly. So we are offering today, we're actually making the announcement this morning, there is a $5,000 cash reward now available to capture this individual.
Okay.
And if you've already sent in tips to us, because again, we've gotten a lot of tips, you still qualify, for that information. But it's incredibly important when you see somebody just that destruction, just looking at that mindset that who would want to make that, many cars and the destruction, and just thank God no one was injured.
Right.
That's what's, such a blessing. And
so that $5,000 reward, that's the first time that's being shared?
This is the first time we're sharing it this morning with you guys. So it's $5,000 on the arson. Continue to send us your information. If you have more information to send us, you've already sent us tips, do some follow-ups with us. You could always add on to your tip number. And remember, if you're having any issues with the video, we can make sure that we get that to another through another way, but it's an attachment. It's what you're doing with your videos.
Okay, yeah, a lot of Ring cameras hopefully could catch if he was in the area at any point. But I think you're speaking to what most people are concerned about. Why would someone do this? And because we don't know who this person is, we don't know their why, that makes it very scary. So $5,000 there. And then of course this shooting where a 19-year-old was chased into a very popular restaurant, Dookie Chase, and then others who were just visiting the city, which breaks my heart, were shot and injured.
It does. And again, I know we've been saying it, time and time again. He just went to a place, this young man, I think, went to a place that he probably thought was a refuge for him, a safe haven. So that says a lot about that restaurant and the ability that they've had in that community to make connections. I mean, such a wonderful family. And yes, that act of someone just chasing someone in, don't care about who's around them, and shooting like that is just horrendous. So, for Crime Stoppers, we initially announced what we have guidelines we follow. We announced a $5,000 increase in the reward. And then we knew the business community, this is, everybody's concerned. So the business community, the New Orleans Business Council and the River Region were the first to step up. They called, the organization and their members began to add to the reward. Then the Louisiana Restaurant Association, and again, this is respect for that family. They added to the reward, and then after we had Liberty Bank. So yesterday, what we announced was $13,500. That's the new reward, $13,500. And again, it's a cash reward. We're not going to identify you. We don't want to know who you are. And if this is somebody in that community, in that neighborhood, there could be some fear of coming forward. So that's removed from the process, and that's what Crime Stoppers does for you. It removes that from the process. But we've gotten tips. We need more.
All right, you heard it there. Well, we appreciate the hard work you all are doing to collect all of that information and to, get it to local authorities. So if you have any information on the Bywater arson or the shooting that took place at the Dookie Chase restaurant, contact Crime Stoppers. You can remain anonymous. For all the details on the rewards, head over to our website, WLTV.com. But learning first here that in the arson case, $5,000 is now the reward that is being offered there.
All right, y'all. Hold on. We got more coming up. We'll take the telephone calls too. 504-582-9422. More coming up next.
This is the Bloomberg Black Business Beat, brought to you by FidelityWealthManagement.com. The Magnificent Seven, led by NVIDIA, have been dominating conversations on Wall Street for a while now. But black-owned and led Ariel Investments is finding value flying under the radar with smaller companies. Here's Ariel Investments founder, chairman, and CEO, John Rogers.
We're still finding ideas in the small value space. They really have been ignored. They're kind of the ugly ducklings when you compare it to NVIDIA and Apple and all these giant, exciting growth stories. The little mundane businesses that we've invested in for 42 years just seem particularly orphaned these days. So we're seeing great ideas and excited to be doing the research and think there's real opportunity for small value.
Ariel Investments, John Rogers, speaking to Bloomberg there. The firm's flagship Ariel Fund focuses entirely on small and mid-cap stocks. I'm Bloomberg's Justin Milliner on the Black Business Beat.
Are you tired of high cable TV rates? Sign up for Dish today and get a $500 bonus offer while supplies last. Plus, lock in your price for 2 years guaranteed. Call All American Dish, your Dish authorized retailer now.
800-296-1251. 800-296-1251. That's 800-296-1251.
Offers require credit qualification, 24-month commitment, early termination fee, and e-auto pay. Restrictions apply. Call for details.
If Ernest Hemingway was alive today, would he say this to you?
Shakespeare, Mark Twain, Edgar Allan Poe, all great writers. And after reading your book, I simply must add you to the list.
Wait, you don't have a book yet. So make a free call to Page Publishing. Turn your book idea into publishing gold.
800-215-6818. 800-215-6818. That's 800-215-6818.
Hey everybody, it's Graylin Bryant Banks
and Kimber White Dupree
from the Front Porch.
Some combos are too good to miss. Now you can pull up a chair to the front porch anytime.
Just search WBOK Media and subscribe to the Front Porch Podcast.
Download, share, and hit us with a 5-star rating because New Orleans culture deserves to be heard loud and clear.
Meet Leanna, a part-time chef and full-time mom. In the past, Leanna didn't have health insurance because she didn't think she could afford it. What she didn't realize is she qualified for Medicaid. She loves the coverage and peace of mind that comes with high-quality care. The kind of care you get with Healthy Blue. This is Medicaid, and it's for more people than you think. Maybe even you. To see if you qualify, go to myhealthybluela.com.
Hi, I'm Imani Godin, founder of Godance. Godance is a nonprofit interdisciplinary dance organization rooted in New Orleans, providing access to dance education and sustainable, wellness-centered art practices. Right now, you can be a part of this work by participating in our Key to Your Heart house raffle. Our programs are open, inclusive, and community-centered, supporting artists, students, and creatives at every stage. Your involvement helps expand access, education, and opportunity for artists of all ages. To learn more and get involved, visit Godance, GAUDANSE.org.
Making a difference in the community. WBOK 1230 AM. Here we go. The reality check on WBOK 1230 AM.
All right, folks, welcome back. Welcome back. Something else I had to get in today that I said, because I saw another report on the news over the weekend where they are starting street repairs and light repairs in Holly Grove. Y'all in the house. Go Holly Grove. Go Holly Grove. I think. No. So they're supposed to be starting the street repairs in Holly Grove. Bruh, today, when I was coming over here, I saw something that made me go, you got to be kidding me.
And what was that?
I was coming down Martin Luther King. And I saw, I'm trying to think which street was cross street. It might be Martin Luther King. No, it's not. I'll just go ahead and tell you the story. The story itself is I was looking as I was getting ready to make the left, and I had to stop because I had to stare at the street. And these streets have been repaired because they're over by the newer cottages, the cottages where the folks, affordable housing. I put it that way. The street actually buckles. And when I tell you buckles, I mean it looks like a U one side. Now, it's a two-side street. You got two sides going one way, two sides going another way. The street actually folds so much on one side, on one of the two sides of the street, that it actually creates a crease. I have to draw it to you so you can see. I started to take a picture of it, and I was going to be real late. And I was like, how in the world do they not have cones? Close this off? Because the street folds so much to, even though that I got two sides of a street that's going the same way, this street does this little bit. The street's like this, and then the other side of the street is like this. So if you by any chance aren't paying attention and you change lanes, your car gonna roll. Yeah. That's how far down in the ground, it looks like the street on one side has collapsed. And I'm like, y'all have not put any cones or nothing out? Nothing?
And going down Carrollton, up around Willow, there are two big parts where you can see they cut the.
Can't hear you.
There are two on going down Carrollton, close to Willow. There are two big squares cut out. They have white shells that are like inches lower than the street. Nothing around it. If you're not paying attention to it and you hit that, man, the undercarriage of your car is gone.
Yep. I don't know what we thinking. We got to do better. Galloway.
What's going on, Brother Gerod?
Oh, man, just trying to keep it between the ditches, brother. That's all.
Oh, man, don't worry, man. Your mayor going to fix everything. You didn't see on the news today just a smiling and cheesy, looking real cheesy? Man, Gerard, you know it's one thing I can't stand is a politician to run to a crime scene. If you going to run to one, run to all of them. Since Saturday, today is Tuesday, it's been 4 homicides in the city.
Yep.
And you pick and choose the one that gives you the most media attention. Stop that. Those folks at Dookie Chase don't need you to come down there. I guarantee they don't. Why don't you go check on them folks that were over in the 6th ward, over there in the 7th? Or how about them folks who was coming through last night? Gerard, it sound like, remember the movie Friday when LaChris come by kicking the garbage can? That's what it sounded like in the Tremay last night.
Yes, indeed.
I said, what the heck is going on? And by the time I got up, they had passed my house already, but they left no stones unturned. If you had a car window, what they do is they pull your door. If your door is open, they don't bust your window. But if your door is locked, they bust that thing. And they just went right on down the street. And I'm the only person that got up. Everybody else was just laid there like ain't nothing happened. I said, hey, man, you know what I did? Got on that airplane this morning. But I can't stand that, though, man. I need to see the outrage. You know, when the last mayor we had in office, every time somebody got shot, New Orleans is violent. New Orleans this and that. There's no leadership. Where's that outrage at now?
Now, we've had
Shout out
10
to the
since January 1. We've had 10 shootings, 10 murders.
10 murders since January 1. Shout out to the DJs for getting they do whatever they're going to do with them. They made a big difference. We need the same outrage. There's no way in the world we need to have 19-year-old men running to save their life. That young man, whatever was going on, that young man was running to save his life.
Mm-hmm.
And the first thing that he seen was a place that he worked at, and he tried to get refuge, but that young brother was not stopping. So whatever was going on between them, that was what they call on sight. And he was not letting up. Because you know that one person in there got shot 5 times. So this was very personal, and I hate to see that. But I don't like that old going in front of the camera. That ain't going to do nothing. Go over there in the Bywater, where you seen Fire Marshal Bill over there burning cars. You know that's one of them grunge people, man. Look at him on that tape. And it takes a genius to see that. Same thing in the Treme. These dudes, these gutter people, they just feel like they can do everything because they know they ain't going to get the blame. They're going to blame, just blame people that look like me. I'm going to put it like that.
Right.
Which ain't true. Because I'm like, man, them young kids are not breaking in cars and burning them. They'll take your car for a joyride. Now, I will say that, but this was just straight up, I ain't got nothing to do with my life, and I'm just going to make everybody else's life miserable. But when you talk about the amount of money, I'm so glad you broke that down so people can see it. And like I say, the black press is going to tell you the truth. There's no way that dude needs to make that type of money and then complain about this and that, so we're going to cut this and that. Cut your own salary. You want to save some money. Cut all y'all salaries. All y'all need to go down there and work for free. I'm serious when I say that because there's more to come. But if you're going to get out there on front of this TV and smile, I'm going to be the first person to come in here when Junkie Chase opens again. For what? Get your behind back there and figure out a plan to stop these children from killing each other. Oh, my bad. You cut some of them programs. You move them around. But I ain't worried about it, though. But I'm going to be looking forward to look at your list. Every year during Black History, I pick out 50 black inventors. I'm talking from the ironing board to the gas mask to the bulletproof vest. I just pick them all out, and I make my students do.
Oh, they're gonna be on this show because you know what is coming over the the black media has conversations amongst itself. Just to let each other know, hey, this is what we're doing. This is what we're doing. And Roland Martin has been talking about it to individuals, just basically saying, hey, man, what are you doing for Black History Month? And I was like, I'm probably just going to do some, vignettes and stuff. He said, man, pick as many vignettes as you can and start talking about these folks and put them on your show because, they're trying to get rid of Black History Month. I was like, yeah. I kind of heard that. So they're trying to get rid of it, but don't give them the opportunity to do so. You know how bad it's getting, Brother Gerod? What's that? Yesterday, Donald Trump was the first president, probably I can say since Reagan, did not even acknowledge Dr. King's holiday. Wow. Didn't put out no statement, didn't put in no concert, didn't do any of that stuff. So they're trying to erase us, our history. And you're so right, the contributions that we made. I mean, it's mind-boggling when you talk about the water. I'm like, man, all these engineers, mechanical engineers that go to school, that I know to go to school, and especially in Perryview. I'm like, bro, New Orleans needs some help with their turbines down there. Mm-hmm. They work on stuff like that. But I don't understand why that, and maybe this is a question that all of us need to be asking. That a turbine, and we did the math, trying to figure out how much will it cost to get General Electric to put together, and manufacture a new turbine that can be equivalent to the power source that we have, and get one. Just give me one, and then next year give me another one. You got 4 years. You got 4 budgets. So give me 4, and then if you get 4 more years, you can give me the other 2. And if you want to have one on standby, you'll have another one. Because Brother Gerard, it's always 2 pumps all the way down. Mm-hmm. So that right there, they should like you said, get somebody up in there and work on that stuff. Because with this climate change, I don't care if you believe in climate change or not, but when it's raining, like it's been raining monsoon, and first thing they say, the pumps can't handle that
because too much rain has dropped. The amount of money that we are paying for those pumps right now, they ought to be able to swallow the whole Mississippi River. Them things, you know, the repairs and all that stuff ain't cheap, but none of it ever works.
Right.
So, and that's why, and that affects your wallet, because your flood insurance costs more.
Yep.
Damages to your house costs more when it floods. It ain't just that the water recedes. Now you got to take about the wood, the brick, the sheetrock, or whatever you got up in there. You got to replace all that stuff, carpet, whatever else. So instead of that thing running on TV, listen, Mr. Mayor or Miss Mayor, whatever you are, go down there and find a plan. Do something. Because the DJs, if you thought you had some smoke with DJs, it's only going to get worse. Brother Gerod, I'm up out of here, man. I got to get me some sleep.
You know what I want to do? If I ever ran, which I can tell everybody I ain't running, don't even think about it. First thing I would do is make the promise that every year we're going to buy us a new turbine. And when it come in, I'm going to put that thing on the back of an 18-wheeler and ride it through the city in a parade. We're going to make some history out of it and let everybody know, because I'm going to have a police escort. We're going to have us a parade to let y'all know that we got us a new turbine, and we're going to do it again next year. And I'm going to run it through the parade so that everybody knows this is what your money buying.
Exactly. Because right now, I don't see no return on investment when it comes to that.
I don't either. And I'm starting to think about, the amount of money that we are wasting in this city. We could be doing so much more.
Because I tell people all the time, only thing I ever seen the sewage and water board do is build a boom boom room. Other than that, I ain't seen them do anything.
Yeah, that's the boom boom.
I'm out of here, Gerard. Have a good one, brother.
All right, brother. Talk to you later. Well, right. Here's another one that has, I don't want nobody to get their drawers in the ward, but you ought to. Think about this. Did you all see the state of Canal Street where that building fell, where the Hard Rock fell, the Hard Rock building? Did y'all see the state of it? It's got junk, trash, cement pilings, overgrown grass, right? Nobody has said, do the squat. None. Now, if the city is economically sound or trying to be, how come if we ain't putting a building right there that nobody has said, okay, cool. We're not putting a building right there, so let's go ahead on and make this a historical landmark, because y'all know that's where the Woolworths used to be, and we used to have the sit-ins at that Woolworth. Why aren't we doing something that may even generate a little extra something for the city so that people can use it as a museum? When you come to the city, you can come and see this. You can have it as a tour guide so that folks will be able to see this is where the Woolworths was. Is it me? Is it me? Jello? Is this thing on? This thing is on? Okay. All right, let's take the break. We'll take the last break. More coming up, y'all.
AURN News.
The recent claim by President Trump that the 1964 Civil Rights Act harmed white Americans is just wrong, and it's dangerous.
That was Dr. Bernice King, daughter of slain civil rights leader Martin Luther King Jr., speaking directly to Donald Trump for the pulpit of Ebenezer Baptist Church on MLK Day. Her sharp rebuke of Trump came when she addressed his false claims about the Civil Rights Act. She framed this moment that America is in as a moral crisis. She warned that America has been hollowed out by fear, disinformation, extremism, and the erosion of democracy. From Gaza to Haiti, from widening economic inequality and the normalization of dehumanization, King closed with a call to action, pointing that this is not a day to admire the dream, but to carry it. For AURN News, I'm Ebony McMorris.
Hoops, Heat, The Truth, on demand. Ball Don't Lie is now live on all podcast platforms. Tap in, search WBOK Media, find Ball Don't Lie, and bring the fire with you wherever you go. Download, share, and leave that 5-star review, because the game doesn't stop when the show ends.
Tired of the impersonal, one-size-fit-all style of banking? You deserve a bank that delivers exceptional service and personalized attention to your needs. That's the Home Bank Standard. Since 1908, Home Bank has been a trusted financial partner for businesses and families because we go the extra mile to help you reach your goals. See for yourself why Home Bank is good for business, good for life. Stop by any New Orleans area location or find out more at home24bank.com. Home Bank, member FDIC.
My wife was frying okra. She's from Mississippi, so that's her favorite thing to do. She left the burner on high, and it didn't take long to ignite. So I ran to the stove, grabbed the pot, and that's when I got burned from a grease fire. And yes, the pain was, it was bad. Oh, Blue Cross treated me great with the recovery process. On the financial side, it would be expensive without Blue Cross. And that's what I was worrying about because I was out of work for 3 months. I'm Chad. I'm from Baton Rouge, and I had Blue Cross for 10 years. I don't eat fried okra. That's the funniest story.
Louisiana Blue. The right card, the right care.
This is Andronika Morris, host of Put Housing First. Join us every Tuesday at 12 o'clock, where we will discuss how housing affects every aspect of our lives and what's necessary, what's needed to guarantee housing for all. Join us every Tuesday at 12 o'clock as we dig down deep onto the issues that affect all of us.
A careless driver can change your life in an instant. Do you know what to do or who to call? If you've been injured in a motor vehicle accident and do not have an attorney, call Auto Accident Help Desk for a free consultation. We can answer all of your questions and estimate the potential value of your case. Call Auto Accident Help Desk and connect with an expert personal injury attorney.
Call 800-269-4524. 800-269-4524.
Don't worry how to handle your medical bills, lost wages, and pain. We will get you the money you deserve.
They got me way more than the insurance company offered.
The consultation is free, and you do not pay any legal fees unless we win or settle your case. Make the smart call. If you've been injured in an auto accident, call Auto Accident Help Desk for a free legal consultation.
Call 800-269-4524. 800-269-4524. 800-269-4524.
Uptown, downtown, wherever you are, keep it locked in to WBOK.
Here we go. The reality check on WBOK 1230 AM.
This new administration is going to create change for the better.
Well, tonight, neighbors in Holly Grove are holding on to hope and pushing for change.
That's right. Tonight, on this day of service, city leaders opened up and worked with the community to find solutions to their biggest problems. WDSC reporter Jasmine Franklin is live in Holly Grove and hearing from concerned neighbors. Jasmine, what did they tell you?
Yeah, Stella and Gina, tonight people here in Holly Grove say their neighborhood is too dark at night and the roads are way too bumpy to be driving on. But with several construction projects underway, including this one here on Palmetto Street, neighbors say those improvements are long overdue. Dark streets and bumpy roads.
You have areas where you start off driving and maybe a couple of feet with no warning, you're in a gravel and complete sinkholes.
It's concerns Bettina James has shared for years. She's lived in Holly Grove her entire life. Potholes right next to her home left her vehicle damaged.
But when I got to it, my car like drops and completely tore the covering off from under my car.
And she's not alone. Paula Miller is also hoping for a brighter community with more street lights.
You don't feel safe walking at night. It's bad enough when you're driving through there at night and it's dark, but it's even more dangerous when you're walking.
Newly elected Councilwoman Amy McCarron says she's prioritizing those concerns. Several construction projects are underway in Holly Grove, fixing the streets. They're projects the Councilwoman says she plans to see through until they're complete.
That was something I wanted to make sure that before we're tearing up new roads that we can actually close them up and get the work done.
She's also pushing for solar lights to be installed in the case of a power outage or hurricane. It's renewed efforts neighbors support.
If we can get the solar lights, that will help 100% because then we won't have to worry about the lights going out when there's a hurricane or when the entity decides to turn our lights out because they're doing a rolling outage like they do.
Monday evening, people packed a meeting hosted by State Senator Royce Duplessis, where neighbors shared improvements they hope to see in their communities.
So it shows that people really care, and that's what I'm about, trying to bring people together to solve some of these challenging problems. And we're all doing it in the spirit and the legacy of Dr. King.
And last week, Mayor Moreno did announce her plans to add additional lighting throughout New Orleans East. Now, her initiative is citywide, so residents here in Holly Grove can expect some lights here eventually. Reporting live tonight in New Orleans, I'm Jasmine Franklin, WDSU News.
All right. Thank you, Channel 6. Appreciate y'all for letting us use your audio there. So we got two areas of the city. And say they're going to make it light. I'll say this, and I believe it. I believe that they're going to do it. But the question and I think this goes for a lot of folks in New Orleans, and maybe we need to readjust. There's nobody telling me a time frame. Lou, is this thing on? Can you hear the words that are coming out of my mouth? They're not giving me a time frame. So give me a work plan that handles New Orleans East first. I'd rather take all my resources and say, boom, let's go hit New Orleans East and let's hit them hard. Then let's hit Holly Grove and let's hit them hard. Because I will tell you this, we are now in the beginning of a new year, and I don't know if you all have noticed, but it should be alarming. It should be alarming to you. I started off this show today talking about what has happened in the last 19 days or 20 days in the beginning of a new year. We have seen an influx of murders, fires, kidnappings. Yeah, we had some kidnappings too. We have seen crime this month just basically come back. And I'm telling you, pay attention to what you're saying, not what I'm saying. Pay attention to what you say. Well, what you talking about, Gerod? First thing that y'all say and tell me is, hey, the reason why we doing this is because crime likes the darkness. If we have light, then we wouldn't have to worry about it. So, even though I know that you have people that you like, you got folks that are raising their head up in different areas of the city, why wouldn't we want to take those dark areas where we see all this crime that's getting ready to start up again and say, hey, let's start right here. Put all those trucks, those bucket trucks in one area and get it going. And watch the crime move. It's going to move. It ain't going to just stop. It's going to move. Got to make it move. Just my thought. Maybe I'm wrong, but I think something's right. Because what you're doing right now, I don't think it's working. All right, folks, that's going to wrap it up for me. I will see you on tomorrow. Our folks from St. James is going to be here to talk about these chemicals that they having to deal with down there in LaPlace and St. James Parish. We'll talk about that tomorrow. Make sure that you join us about 4:30, all right? That's going to wrap it up for me. I'll see you tomorrow. Y'all be careful.
WBOK online at WBOK1230.com.